What did you say? A brand new eBayer with zero feedback who just signed up yesterday on eBay tried to buy something from you? How dare they? I am outraged. Obviously, what you need to do with these baby eBayers who have no business being on this platform, and they certainly have no business sending you a bunch of money, what you need to do is just cancel the sale and get rid of these people. Except, is that really what you should do? I'm going to tell you what I do when a brand new baby eBayer buys from me. This happens weekly, about once a week or so. I'll see zero feedback. They just signed up for eBay maybe a day before, maybe a week before, but they're just a baby eBayer. They're not a veteran eBayer, and they're actually trying to send me money. Canceling a sale and turning down money makes about as much sense to me as playing a piano in a marching band. But I get this question quite frequently. Surprisingly, every few months, someone will say, I just got a sale from a brand new eBayer. I don't know. There's no history. We don't know if they're trustworthy or not. Zero feedbacks. They just signed up. What should I do? Which cancellation reason should I give whenever I cancel this sale so I don't get taken advantage of? And I guess I should share with you my philosophy on this brand new baby eBayer whenever someone buys from me. But let's consider fraud. Did you know that someone with 1,000 feedbacks, they might want to buy something from you? And then maybe they're frauds, or possibly their laptop or phone was stolen and someone just bought something real fast and sent it to their address, but the person who owns the phone or the laptop, it's their eBay account and they have 1,000 feedbacks. You don't know if someone with 10,000 feedbacks is really any more reliable than someone with zero feedbacks. You really don't know. Obviously, generally, a high feedback eBay account is generally more trustworthy than one with zero. That's why we as sellers want to build up our feedback. As much as possible, we protect our feedback. We want buyers to look at our feedback and say, this obviously is a buyer who has pleased a lot of people. But that doesn't mean that an older eBay account can't commit fraud on a buyer. Even a good eBayer might hit tough times and decide, I'm going to buy a bunch of iPhones and then return them all, only just put a brick in the box that I return, and then I'll sell all these iPhones real fast and keep the money. Anybody can fraud someone else. Personally, I think canceling a sale because of zero feedback buyer, that's nuttier than a bag of trail mix. Here's my philosophy. Here is exactly what I do when I get a zero feedback buyer, which I get often. My immediate desire is to go out of my way and make this the best eBay experience they will ever have in their life. I want their first experience with me to be the best they will ever have. I will wrap the item in new packaging, new boxing, tissue paper, be very careful, write the thank you note I always write on my eBay packing slip. I might actually send them a thank you card, store-bought, in a little envelope. Make this a real personal experience and say, we're so grateful that you trusted us with your first eBay experience. Also, the moment I see that a sale came in and the buyer has zero feedbacks, I always leave the following, and I do this immediately. I will say, it's an honor to leave early 5-star feedback for this new eBayer, exclamation point. A+++++. I let them know I recognize they're a brand new eBayer. I immediately message them and I let them know in the morning we will wrap your item carefully so that it arrives in the same condition we ship it to you in, and we will personally hand deliver your package to the post office over the counter so that it goes out of our town as soon as possible and arrives in your hands as quickly as possible. Now, we do that for all eBay packages. We always take all our packages to the counter because I want every one of those scanned in. A lot of you do this with your own mail carrier that comes by your house, and that's fine. But we have so many packages sometimes, it's not really right to do that to my mail carrier. So we daily take packages to the post office, and I let this new eBayer know. Yours will go out later today or in the morning, and they will be wrapped as carefully as possible. I do one more thing. I do a mailing label, and if it costs less to ship their package than they paid for shipping, I will refund the excess. So if they paid $9.30, but it only costs $8.30 for the mailing label, I will refund them $1 and I will let them know the following. We never wish to profit from ship costs. Here is a refund of the excess shipping. It turns out it costs less to ship than you paid. eBay will send this refund back to your original payment method. And I think you should always tell everybody this, that you refund on eBay, that eBay will send it back to their original payment method. So if they used a Visa credit card, then the refund goes back to that Visa credit card and the buyer doesn't have to worry about it. Now, you have expenses when you ship. Often, if the buyer pays 50 cents or $1 more than it actually costs in postage, you're still out that money. You really can't do this for all people. You just can't refund every single excess ship paid because a lot of times it's not excess. eBay takes part of their fees from a seller out of the ship costs, believe it or not. So if you got $9.30 to mail the package this new eBayer bought, eBay will take some from that $9.30 and only leave you with, I don't know what, but let's say $8.60, $8.80 will be left for you to buy a mailing label. And if the mailing label costs more than eBay leaves you, well, too bad, so sad, you're out the money. And then you've got packing tape, and often you'll use a box you've bought and edge that you've bought and tissue paper maybe that you've bought, and you try to use good, clean boxes that you found elsewhere, been shipped, and they're still workable, and you want to reuse as much shipping supplies as you can just to save money. But you can't always do that. You often have to use a new box because you just don't have the right size box otherwise. But I still, for a new eBayer, will refund every penny they paid over what it actually costs to print their mailing label. Brand new eBayer says, wow, I didn't think shipping was unreasonable, but they're giving me another $1. That's amazing. I want this eBayer. Do you know what I want this baby eBayer to think? I want this baby eBayer to think, are all eBay sellers like this guy? I want to buy more from eBay. I want to buy a lot more from eBay. And I'm probably going to buy more from this guy because, wow, look how he's treating me. So if you get a brand new eBayer that actually wants to give you money, I think you should treat this brand new eBayer as if they were you when you started off, me when I started off. In other words, every single eBayer on earth right now started off with 0 feedbacks and they just signed up. Every single one of us was that one time. How many brand new eBayers do you think would try a second time to buy something if the first thing they tried to buy was canceled? They wouldn't like that experience. That would be a terrible experience. They'd never buy on eBay again. Their first experience is a bad one. They're not going to trust us for a second one. That's not a good business practice. It makes no sense. It's worse than Jane Fonda's acting ability. It's terrible to do that. How can anyone get more than 0 feedback if sellers just cancel on them all the time? One of our good viewers who helps out a lot, comments a lot, offers suggestions on this channel, he recently wrote and said he had a brand new eBayer. What is he going to do? How can he cancel this? Or something like that. And I have to tell you, what he said made a little sense, and I'll tell you why. This was a $4,000 sale. Wow. I think I would do a double take if a brand new 0 feedback eBayer who just signed up an hour or two before this buy, if a brand new eBayer bought a $4,000 item, I would do a double take. Now, the next thing I would do is start wrapping this item because I want that $4,000. I want more money in my account every day than Leo DiCaprio earns at an all-women's fundraiser. That's how much money I want every single day. That's a lot of money. But it makes some sense to be a little bit concerned about a $4,000 sale, brand new, who knows. He actually had an idea that I thought was pretty brilliant, and that is, he said, I'm going to call her. I'm going to call her and just see what happens. Make sure the number's correct. And the reason he's given the call is I wanted to verify the address. Because of the size of this sale, I wanted to verify the shipping address before we ship your item. That's a very reasonable thing to do for a $4,000 sale. Guess what? If someone with 20,000 feedbacks buys a $4,000 item from you, it's very reasonable you call and verify the shipping address. That's not unreasonable. That's really prudent to do, probably. And you can read the room that way, as they say. You can kind of get a feel. What does she sound like? Is she hesitant? I don't know if any of you watch these incredibly good YouTube videos of Sheriff Lamb or Frank Sloop, and they're always catching criminals and stopping traffic violators, and you can always tell the person's lying. You can always tell something's not right. These guys are good at that, and you'll become good at it too as you watch these. They're really enjoyable. But often there'll be someone that has a ring of truth. They'll go, everything's in order. I just forgot my wallet today, and I worried I'd be stopped. And sure enough, you stopped me. And Frank Sloop goes and looks up the person, and all the insurance is okay, and registered vehicle's okay. They've never had a traffic violation ever, and he lets them go with a warning. And you can kind of read the room. If you call and verify the shipping address because of the size of the sale, that's reasonable, and you can kind of get a feel for the person. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it helps you sleep at night better that night because you at least were prudent enough to go, yeah, she sounds reasonable. She may not be, but she sounds reasonable. Finally, eBay has seller protections for us. eBay does not always side with the buyer. I get so tired of YouTubers who teach eBay and they just hate eBay. They're always bad-mouthing eBay and saying eBay hates its sellers. I don't find that. I have sold on almost every online platform that there is, and I'm telling you, eBay treats its sellers better than all the others. Actually almost better than all the others combined treat their sellers. That's how eBay loves its sellers. I'm fully convinced by that. I've seen too many examples of eBay protecting its sellers. There are protections in place if someone is a fraud and they bought a new iPhone from you, but they shipped and returned a brick instead of an iPhone. There are plenty of ways that eBay has in place that you can protect against that sort of thing and keep your money or get your money back. So how do you know if your buyer is more fake than Lee press-on nails? Well, you can't really know for sure until it all settles down in a week or two. They get the item, you see what happens. But in general, guess what? Most transactions go through smoothly. Most buyers are great. Most sellers are great. Most eBay transactions go without a hitch. And I think you should make a brand new eBayers experience the best they will ever have. That should be the first thought in your mind. Brand new eBayer, I'm going to make this a good experience because I want this eBayer to stay on this platform and buy a bunch of other stuff, especially from me.